Greetings everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Healing Pods. I am Noma Mtombeni.
Everyone has experienced divorce, either emdenini, emsebenzini, emphakathini, sonke divorce yasithinta.
So namhlanje ngizobe ngikhuluma about being kind to self. Usually after a failed marriage or a failed long-term relationship, you are left with so many negative feelings of being a failure, feelings of being unworthy, feelings of not being good enough. Sometimes you feel like maybe it's your fault. You've got self-blame. So you are left with feelings of self-blame, thinking that maybe you could have done certain things differently or certain things better, or you could have been a better spouse. Be as it may, the marriage or the relationship would have ended. How then do you become kind to self after you failed in marriage? For starters, our thoughts usually guide the conversations that we have with ourselves. When you think of yourself after a divorce or during a divorce, what comes into mind? What thoughts consume your mind about yourself? Do you think of yourself as a failure? Do you think of yourself as not good enough? Do you think of yourself as someone who failed to keep a marriage or a relationship together? Those thoughts have the power to then translate into internal conversations about yourself, where you start talking to yourself negatively, where you start talking to yourself and telling yourself things that are negative about yourself. So every time when you have negative internal thoughts about yourself, try and redirect your thoughts. By redirecting your thoughts, you are redirecting your internal conversations about yourself. When you're feeling like a failure, ask yourself why you feel like a failure, because surely there are things that you are good at. Ask yourself why you feel unworthy, because surely the things that you've done so well in your life apart from this failed marriage or from this failed relationship. Some of you are good parents, some of you are good in your career, some of you are really lovely people, but divorce leaves you feeling like you're not a good person, you don't know how to relate to people. Remember, it's just one person who has decided Uguti, you're not good enough to continue to be in their lives. But everybody else around you really looks at you as a good person, someone who's very good with relationships. And when I talk about relationships, I'm not just talking about intimate relationships. Maybe with your siblings, you're a good person. You're a good person to your colleagues, to your neighbors, to other people in the community. So divorce has the potential to make you even doubt those good qualities about yourself. So it is up to you to continue to hype yourself up. I call it hyping yourself up. Speak positive to yourself. Tell yourself that I am worthy, I am good enough, I can still get up and do good with my life. That way, you don't have those moments where you are internally feeling like you don't matter and nothing will come out of you. Secondly, exercise kindness to self. So acts of kindness are external things that you do for yourself, like get yourself some flowers, take yourself out for coffee, take a walk in the park, read a book, eat healthy, exercise. Those are external things that you can do as acts of kindness to self. When we are kind to ourselves, it's easier for us to receive love from the next person. It's easy for us to receive compliments from other people. It's even easier for us to speak positive to other people, because one thing that divorce does, it takes away the good things that you think you have. You start doubting yourself. Am I a good person? Am I really worthy of being in a healthy, intimate relationship? Because when a marriage ends, we still want to be integrated back into intimate relationships. Sisafuna ukuthandwa, siphinde sithande nathi. Kodwa when your self-esteem is left mopping the floor because of the things that continuously happened in a failed relationship or a failed marriage, kuba nzima nokuthi uphumele ngaphandle ukwazi ukuyothandwa noma uthande. So into engifuna ukuyisho namhlanje ukuthi watch your thoughts, watch your internal conversations. What are you saying about yourself, to yourself, before the next person speaks to you? Now what have you said to yourself? Have you told yourself ukuthi you're worthy of love? Have you reminded yourself how pretty you are? Have you reminded yourself of what a good person you are? A good brother, a good sister, a good mother, a good sibling, a good colleague, a hardworking person, a kind person. All those things are words that you must tell yourself before the next person tells you ukuthi you are a kind person. So though that's what I wanted to share today with you. So someone is probably sitting and thinking, okay, noma ngiyakuzwa usho zonke lezi zinto about divorce and being kind to self and being integrated back into intimate relationships and married life. Kodwa I am here at home. Nginosisi wami, I've got my brother, I've got my cousin, I've got my niece, I've got my nephew, I've got my mother, I've got my colleague who has gone through a divorce. Angazi ukuthi ngimsupporte kanjani, angazi ukuthi ngimsize kanjani kulesi simo adlula kusona. So in the upcoming episode, I am going to be giving you little snippets on how to support people that are going through a divorce or have gone through a divorce. To those that have subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you so much for subscribing. To those that haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and let's join the conversation on Healing Pods. It's love and light from me. Keep well and take care of yourself and loved ones. Healing is possible and healing is such a beautiful feeling.